I fell in love with Africa, and uh, and I thought I want to do that again, and I will buy a camera.
Beate, thank you for joining. We want to hear all about you and your journey into photography and how that started.
Yeah. I mean, it started well after I lived half my life in the United States and moved back to Germany because my husband was very ill. And when he passed away, you, Susan, said, you should come with me to Africa. I think it will be good and it would be a very healing experience for me. And so that was my first trip. I remember saying, I don't have a camera. And you said, you just have to be patient with us photographers. So that was my first trip to Africa, Kenya, with you and April. And I fell in love with Africa. And and I thought I want to do that again, and I will buy a camera. So I learned everything how to use a camera to Zoom, and Susan graciously um, taught me everything that she knows. And then I just went on my second journey to Africa with a camera in hand, actually two cameras in hand. And that was in Tanzania, in the Serengeti. And it started there. But I spent, with my new life situation, being all of a sudden widowed and, even you have friends, but you spend the majority of your evenings by yourself with my dog. And I spent endless hours to learn how to edit photos. And so that was great. And many Africa trips. So that's
Many,
kind of
many
how it
Africa
started.
trips.
How many are you
Mhm.
out now? How many trips are you out now?
I don't know, over 30.
Over
So
30,
Wow.
really? Well, I guess like
probably,
you live there now, so it's all one
yeah.
big adventure now.
Came first time to Namibia. It reminded me very much of the southwest of the United States, except for that there's hardly any people here. It's a huge country, maybe with 3.5 million people living here. And I
Mm.
came to Swakopmund, and it very much reminded me of California and small. And so I decided to buy a home here. Winter in Germany meant summer in Africa.
Mm.
So here I am, and plus I wanted to be closer. And yeah, so it's been a great journey, very great.
Well, we want to talk to you a little bit more about the journey, about your photography. We want to see your examples of your amazing photography. We and then also want to hear more about like how you've used your photography and your travel to give back. Now, I know that when you've been on trips with us with Adventure Artists, we have visited some communities through the Africa Foundation, and you've helped a
Mm,
lot with that in the school there. And then we've gone on and we've done some rhino conservation in South Africa together. And
yeah.
it's also just mind-blowing, amazing experience. And we're so gracious that you were able to help with those things. And then you've also started your own philanthropic journey through, remind me again, it's for the elephant
The
conservation,
Mara Elephant Project
Mara
in
Elephant
Kenya.
Project. Yeah.
But yeah, but I found it also board member of the part in Germany. So we have Mara Elephant Project now also in Germany to make it easier to raise funds there.
Mhm.
But yeah, so after I was for a while in my photography, and more people, it would just be posted on Instagram, and more friends would say, but more people need to see it. And so I had a great location in my hometown, and I talked to um, the owners, and they said I could use the space. So I thought I'd do my first expo. And if I do it, of course, it had to be a fundraiser. And I did that expo. It was huge. I did it really 2 years after picking up the camera, which is crazy. But I thought if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it because I just going to get more and more picky, I should say,
Hmm.
about showing my things. So I decided to do it. And
Like ripping off a Band-Aid, right?
yeah, exactly. So I had exposed like 52 pictures were in there. I financed it myself. I was fortunately in that position where I could do that. So I paid for the prints, and that was my donation because all the prints that sold basically went 100% to two organizations. So I decided to split it. I had the Mara Elephant Project, where I met the CEO, Mark Goes, in Kenya, actually flying helicopters. So some of my aerial photography I've done with him.
It's
And I
amazing.
asked him, I said, I would like to do something, but I don't know how big your organization is. If I do this, I don't know, it might be just a few $100s that I get together. And he said, everything helps. And you'll find that, especially with Africa, that like $100 go a very long way here. And I also had met on a trip to Uganda. I'd met Shaka Enoch, who is with Friends for Life, and they were in the process of building a school in Uganda. So I talked to him, and I decided I wanted to split it because for me it's always a trifold. It's animal conservation, perfecting nature conversation and education. It all goes hand in hand. Without those things, I think we can't do anything. So I decided so half the money that I would raise would go to Mara Elephant Project, the other half to Friends for Life. So, and that's what I did. So my expo came and I did a lot of marketing for it. In that month, I had over 800 visitors. There were quite a few pictures sold and donations given. So I raised like 20,000 US dollars.
Wow.
And half went, as I said, to Mara Elephant Project and the other half to Friends for Life. So,
Very cool.
And thank you. And I went afterwards to Mara Elephant Project. Um, and we actually helped an injured elephant because a lot of times, of course, there's the human wildlife conflicts that are there. But they do an amazing job. And a lot of times, when farmers now see that there's an injured elephant, they call them. So we were there when one of the elephants were injured and a female, and she was left behind by a herd. So the vet came in on the helicopter, dialed the elephant, and I was right there with them when they treated the injured leg. That was amazing. And also follow up with Friends for Life. I visited the school. I saw the school in the building, and I met a lot of the children. So, and the other things you can do. I have one of the children um, that I support every month, and it's like 33 euros a month, and it provides all the school money, food, and everything. So there's so many things you can do, and for us, it's really, if you think about it, how easily you spend $30 or $40. So, and you can make a difference in somebody's life. So I think that's very important.
Awesome. That is really awesome, Beate.
Yes,
Thank you.
you're definitely
Feels good,
making
doesn't
a
it?
difference. Yeah, it does feel good. It
Yeah.
really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we really appreciate your efforts in Kenya too with the Africa Foundation. Tell us a little bit about your experience from your eyes about when we visited the school in Kenya, Iltulush.
Well, the very first time we went to visit, and I learned that you and April had already done quite a bit. I think you sponsored water tanks, and April sponsored like a whole kitchen mensa, and I was
Yeah,
super,
she had
super
a whole
impressed by
program
that.
going on for kitchens there.
Yeah, that was amazing. And I remember the very first time we were there, the kids were on school break, so there was hardly anybody there except for a few little children that lived too far away. And it was one little girl, Elizabeth, that just followed us around the whole time, and it just touched my heart and how friendly they were. And so I decided to do a fundraiser. At the time, I did it in memory for my late husband, Kendall Ong, and I did a fundraiser to help build teachers' quarters and dedicate it to him. So I can't remember the whole sum that was, but together, I think between Adventure Artists, my efforts, and a few others, we were able to build the teachers' quarters. And when we went back on a secondary visit, oh my God, the kids were in school, and I'm getting goosebumps just to think about it. It was just so special how they were all there, and and singing for us and being so happy. And we were able to cut the ribbon to the teachers' quarters, and it was just amazing. And I knew that I wouldn't stop there. I mean, for whenever I do something now, I always look to give back. I'm already keeping my eye out what I can do in Namibia. I met somebody at a gallery a couple of months ago. She actually does pangolin rescue, which pangolins are the most trafficked animals in the world. So we'll see if I can get involved there. And
I wanted,
so it,
I
it
wanted
never
to,
stops.
I wanted
Yeah.
to just mention really quick back to the Kenya school with the teachers' quarters. Robert, I still talk to him, the president of the school or the principal of the school, and he had told us, and I don't know if you remember this, so I just wanted to remind everybody, but he had told us that after the kitchen was done, then they could, have all the people there, and then the teachers' quarters, of course, helps with that, but like they have 100% graduation rate onto high school because that's a grade school, right? And so they have 100% graduation onto high school, and it's the only school that he knows of that has that. So,
That's
so
amazing.
yeah, so collectively, I think we all did something really, really special there. It's a cool project. So awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for being a part of that. I remember that second visit so well too, and the kids coming rushing in and them all singing to us. And I remember that one point where yeah, we did the ribbon cutting and saw the plaque with your name on it. And Valerie, who also did some great fundraising too and helped out with that initiative. Um, we just all hugged and we huddled together and just
There were no dry eyes.
no, the tears were
Mhm.
just flowing. Yeah, it was amazing. And then we walked through and we saw the kitchen that April had funded, and it was completed at that point. And what a difference, because it was just a hut before. It was just like this straw hut, or this, like, actually no, that was like a corrugated metal dilapidated
Yeah,
building, and this
yeah,
chef was just in there like stirring this big pot over a fire and just breathing in the smoke. And oh, and the kids were out just eating just in the field there. And so if there was bad weather or whatever, they didn't have any shelter from it. And it
Yeah.
was amazing. Yeah.
And they were so happy. I mean, you see the kids there, and they might have still like, holes in their school uniforms or
Mhm.
holes in their shoes, but they're just so happy.
Always
And
so happy.
I think about, if I ever hear another US or German kid complain about school,
yeah,
I'm like, you
Hmm.
need to send them there,
yeah,
it's
Mhm.
just, but,
100%.
I remember that the whole teachers' quarters, which, they had like like almost a little studio apartment. I mean, before they had, I mean, two adult men teachers would have to share a bed, things like that, and, to teach those children. And it was just, I mean, amazing that you can do with relatively little money, change their lives.
Hmm. Absolutely.
So,
Yeah, and
Mhm.
then we went on in South Africa and we did a rhino dehorning mission, because sadly that needs to be done to help save their lives so they're not poached for the horns. And Sabina was with us on one of
mhm.
those, and tell us a little bit about that experience from your eyes too.
Yeah, that was the first time. I mean, it was obviously very exciting, but to see, I think what stands out most, the preparation of it too. I mean, there was so many people involved because they had the whole anti-poaching unit there as well. Some government officials, rangers. And what I really thought was great, and I had a similar experience when I was with my elephant project, that the vet came out and he explained us everything before, what exactly would happen to the animal, how they would go about it. And that was really amazing. And of course, we were right there. We were able to touch the rhino. They had to make sure it had to be a really quick mission. I mean, it's leading up to a lot, and then it comes all the excitement, and then everything goes really, really quick.
Hmm.
Because the rhino, of course, they can't overheat. They would keep them cool, and yeah, it was just amazing to see such a big animal and how you can help. You know.
Hmm.
So.
Yeah. And you've also helped afterwards with your photography. So capturing these moments and sharing the stories online, just the stories of how we all need to help, but also just capturing the beauty of it. Like you've mastered that so quickly. I am just
Thank you.
Yeah,
in
really
awe.
impressed,
Yeah.
actually. Very
Yes.
I'll
The-
practice
Yes.
your
it.
first
Great
trip.
teachers.
Oh. Yeah, your first trip was with an iPhone, which is, also a great way to capture a journey. But yeah, you picked up, and you are just a professional wildlife photographer now.
Oh,
Your
thank
skills
you.
are
Thank
just
you.
absolutely amazing. Yeah. So on that note, can you maybe show us around your beautiful new house there in Namibia and
Yeah, let's see if I
the art
can
you have
turn
on
this
your wall?
camera around here. So, this was a photo that's taken actually aerial photography out of a helicopter, and this is Sossusvlei in Namibia. So,
What is it?
Sossusvlei it's called, but it's dunes.
Oh,
Oh,
It's
okay.
dunes.
Oh,
It's
oh,
dunes
dudes.
from above.
okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's dunes.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then here, this was also aerial photography. This is in Kenya over the Salt Lakes.
Wow.
And this is when I met Mark Goes. He was our helicopter pilot. And this is actually flamingos flying over the Salt Lake. And in the middle of the day, the heat creates these patterns in the water.
Oh,
This photo was actually nominated. It was a finalist for the Natural History Museum in London, the finalist
Wow.
of Wildlife Photographer of the Year. And that happened the same year that I did my expo. And I think that encouraged me a little bit to go ahead with the expo too. This is Death Lake, so this is also in Sossusvlei. There's like this
Oh my gosh, that's stunning.
trees. Yeah.
That's awesome. It almost looks fake, but I know it's real,
it
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
it
Love
almost looks like
that.
a painting, like really,
Yeah, it's
like
like a
It really
painting.
does.
Yeah, so that's like that area in Sossusvlei, so with all the dunes, and then there's this pattern of this trees that dried out hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and they're kind of like almost like phosphate. So
Wow.
Wow.
yeah, but
That's
then
so
I
Beautiful. It's
support
beautiful.
some local stuff like this giraffe. It's actually it's made out of recycled flip flops.
Oh my
Oh,
Oh
gosh.
my gosh,
wow.
I just got one
It's
of
an
those.
organization in Kenya, in Nairobi. It's called Ocean Soul. So SOLE, Ocean Soul. And they collect the flip flops left on the beaches by all those tourists. And then they make fun stuff out of it. So,
Beate, I just was gifted one, a small one of those for my birthday, and it was a giraffe, and it was the same company. It's so funny. It's so great. I
Oh,
love
that's
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
amazing.
great. And I had this specially made because of the colors. They had um, sorry, the light
Wow.
is
Look at that
changing.
house. I love the floors.
But I just
Yeah.
also support, this is a local artist
Mm.
called Elton Mugoni. He stands on the street here, and I love his things.
Oh, beautiful.
So he does really fun art. Super
Mhm.
talented.
Very
So
good.
Gorgeous. Mhm.
yeah. And then here, well, this could be a guest room. Um, this is in Kicheche,
Mm.
Kenya. And this was like a big lion family in the morning waking up. Last time I was there, the pride was about 60 lion in the pride.
Wow,
So yeah,
Wow.
it's amazing.
that's massive.
And then these I just got this week. This is in Amboseli, the zebra in the morning with the kind of like the shadows in the dust. So that was in the morning in Amboseli when they were running through the dust, and because of the light and the dust. So it's maybe like one or two zebra going through. The rest is all kind of like the shadows and the reflection in the dust.
Mm.
So
That's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
thank
stunning.
you.
Like really like a National Geographic moment for me when I see Beate's pictures. They are so awesome, Beate. I mean, I
Mhm.
always see when you post, but to see it blown up in big now on your wall, that looks fantastic. Really
Yeah.
nice.
Absolutely.
Thank
Have you
you.
contacted National Geographic to submit your
No,
photos?
no,
What?
no.
Oh, you
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 should. You
should
You
should.
should.
totally. Mm-hmm.
So this was
Mm-hmm.
in my first trip to Zambia and South Luangwa, and this was the leopard, and she was just in the bush, and she just came out and then posed for us, and I went back in. So
Beautiful.
What a
The
gift.
Wow.
textures, the colors.
Are
yeah,
those
and I was
printed on
really
acrylic, Beate?
no, these are actually printed on canvas. I
Oh.
found
Okay.
a really good local gallery, and I asked them because Xenia's a photographer, and they said we do our own prints, and I'm like, oh my god, that's exactly what I needed, and they're like 4 centimeters deep.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do a good job.
Beate,
And
have you ever tried printing on metal?
I have in Germany, my pictures are on metal.
Okay,
Yeah.
'cause metal
Yeah.
lends itself really nicely to the light that you capture.
Yeah, I've
so.
done metal, and I've done shoot, what is it called? Because I use white wall there, and but yeah, my
Okay.
pictures in Germany are metal, but I couldn't find it there. But I actually quite like the canvas too.
Yeah, I like the
So
canvas too. But I was just thinking about like the light, especially with the zebras, like that would look just stunning on metal
yeah,
too.
sometimes when if it's too reflective, it's hard too. I find
Yeah.
this was my
Mm.
little lover
I
boy,
agree. I have an issue with that too.
adolescent lion that I just fell in love
Oh
with
Beautiful.
my
his
God.
face.
It's
Yeah.
so
Mm.
And then this here was also Amber Sally. So,
Don't you
and
find
everybody asked
Amber
about that picture. I sold quite a few of this. I had it in my expo in black and white, just a print in the black frame. And everybody's asking, as you know, you've been to Africa and you know that elephants usually run, or walk one past the other. And everyone is like, why are they so separated? What's going on here?
Mm.
And that's the beauty about photography too. I mean, this is exactly so right here, which you don't see in the photo, down here is water.
Mm.
And of course, they were smelling the water. They knew they were at the end of the journey after they had just crossed through the massive dry lake.
Oh, how did you
Yeah,
get that? That is so crazy. It's beautiful.
it's this cute little baby. That was
Mm.
in, I think this was in, yes, I'm sure this was in Malamala in South Africa, which is crazy for cats. Oh my God, they have so many leopard there. And, whenever you go on safari as photographers, you kind of like you look at a tree and you think like, oh my God, if that this would be so perfect, if only a leopard would lie in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I turn you around again, and there you have it. You turn a corner, and then there's this beautiful tree about the sun is about to set, and there's a leopard lying in there. So it's just amazing. So yeah, highly recommend it. So yeah,
Wow.
but that's my art. There's like one wall I still have missing above my bed, but I think that picture I haven't taken yet. So it has to come still. So
Ah,
yeah.
Great idea. I
But
love your
next month I'm
house.
actually going back to Germany. So on the 29th, and then I have 2 weeks in Germany, and then I'm off to Kenya to Laikipia to see Giza, the black leopard.
wait,
So
to
I
where?
cannot wait. Laikipia in Kenya.
Laikipia. Okay.
It's like above. I think it's. I don't know if it's still part of the Greater Mara area. So I think it's like further northwest, but I'm not really sure. But there's Giza, the black leopard, and so it's always hard to do a safari around one animal, as you know, because what happens if something happens to her? She has two cubs. Both cubs are normal coloring though, but she's beautiful. You should Google her,
I just
Giza.
did. She's beautiful.
She's gorgeous. One of my friends was just there, and yeah, she said it's amazing. And then from there we go to Amboseli, and we were going to spend time with Craig, but Craig unfortunately passed away in January. He was the largest super tusker in Amboseli area, but fortunately, I got to spend a lot of time with him last time we were there. We had like an hour and a half with him. We were the only vehicle, and he came like within a meter or something of us. So there's some pictures on my Instagram side of him. I mean, it was so beautiful. I mean, it was the clear day. Kilimanjaro was totally clear behind him, was snow capped. I mean, it was just, again, goosebump kind of moment. You
Oh,
know, when I was visiting Mara Elephant Project, it was really cool. They happened to do their annual ultra marathon. That's Mark's wife, Maddie, started it, and so they do it every year. It's a big fundraiser. It goes to several Kenya foundations. One of us, Mara Elephant Project, and so if anyone of you or people that listen are interested in doing something, they should see and join them. So I think it's a 50K, but you can split it. So you can do like, 4 people, everyone does 12.5K. I mean, you could walk it. I mean, well, whatever. But it's a big event and they raise a lot of money, with the entry fees and everything. So I met quite a few people there from all over the world. Valerie and I were helping with signing them in and selling the merchandises. And Mara Elephant Project runs the security. And that was quite interesting because Mark, in the morning before the marathon started, he had to, of course, fly over the area. Because usually when you think about Boston Marathon, Berlin Marathon, New York Marathon, I'm sure they're all looking for bombs before to make sure that it's safe and that there's no attacks. But they, of course, they had to check that there's no buffalo or elephant or anything on the way that could attack the runners. So
oh my gosh.
that was quite funny. So
Wow.
he had to continue fly the security to make sure that no animals were harmed or no people were harmed.
That's funny.
Funny.
Yeah, but so there's many ways how you can give back, I think. Even if you're really not an artist, if you don't paint or do photos or something, I mean, you can join things like that. You jog every day. Why not something like that? Join the ultra marathon. I mean, there's many ways, or you can sponsor a child.
Mm.
There's so many ways you can give back and help people. And again, the money here in Africa goes a lot further.
Figure it out. Is there anything else that you want to share that you think that we should know about you and your journey?
No, I think it's important to have people that you surround yourself with people that inspire you.
Mm.
That's what, like you and April inspired me. I mean, I did obviously a lot of fundraising before in my previous business and for animal rescue. But it's learning new things. But yeah, surround yourself with people that inspire you and make you help make you a better person. I think that's what I would say. So
Mm.
thank you for the inspiration. And I think it's great to have a community like this that learn about people and have ideas
Mm. And
how to
thank
give back.
you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for sharing your story with us today. And thank you for the inspiration. Like you've certainly inspired me for sure. Um,
Thank you.
yeah,
All
you,
of us.
All of
yeah.
us.
Yeah. I
Agreed.
think your
Oh,
courage is also very inspiring to me, to
Yes.
start almost like a new,
Life. Yeah.
passion. You to find this new passion to also help you overcome a lot of pain and, find a new purpose. And I think that's also a good lesson for everyone
yeah.
to,
I think we all,
yeah.
thank you, Claudia. And I mean, we all have had things happen in our lives, to
Mm,
different degrees, some worse, some not so. But I mean, I always I always focus. I mean, yeah, sadness comes, no question. Grief is real. But I always try to focus on the beautiful things I've gained
mm,
versus focusing on the things that I have lost. I'm
mhm,
trying to be grateful every day for the life that I can live now and find joy in that and find joy in helping others. So
That's
mhm.
so
You've certainly done
beautiful.
that.
So
Bravo,
important right
Beate.
now.
Yeah.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you
It's been
so
you.
very,
much.
very wonderful to see your journey, how it's all evolved. So
Thank you. And
Yes.
then
you.
Susan, she asked me what we should call this. And I said, well, I don't know. And then we, obviously decided on Facets of Africa. That was the name of my expo. But I told her the one thing that comes, and you can read it on my website. It's that African proverb. The eye will never forget what the heart has seen. And I think when you give back and it touches your heart so much, you'll never forget it, and that's such a beautiful thing. So,
Yeah, nicely said. That's true.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Very nicely said.
very good. Very good.
Yeah,
Thank you,
that's
Beate, for
beautiful.
sharing
Thank you.
everything with us today.
okay.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you
Thank
for your
you.
time. Thanks for
Okay.
joining. Thank you, Claudia and Sabina.
Yes,
Yes,
nice seeing
I'm
you.
so glad I was able to join.